Well, hi, I'm Rose Bean and I like to draw, and I finally updated my little PNG tuber. And the reason it took so long is because I was really tired and didn't want to draw. But anyway, this video is going to be about how to improve your already existing OCs. Today's speed paint is of my OC Stella and her friend Revere, but they're not really important right now. The number one most important thing I see with OCs that to my personal belief, are kind of bland is that they don't really have hobbies or interests. Or worst of all, they lack imperfections. Imperfections are what make characters feel more alive and real and like we can relate to them. Like Lynette from Genshin Impact is not necessarily an insecurity, but she's a magician, and she's a very good magician, but she breaks any technology that she tries to interact with, and she doesn't really necessarily feel bad about it, it's just something that happens. So when you're making OCs, don't forget to sprinkle in good traits, bad traits, and traits that are just genuinely neutral, and sometimes don't even have to be related to the story, they just happen. The next step to improving an OC is realizing how do they interact with their environment. For example, how do they interact with their family? Is it different how they interact between siblings versus parents versus grandparents? How do they interact with friends or strangers or people that they know but people that don't know them, like a famous actor or actress? And how do they interact with nature? Are they really in tune with nature and enjoy spending time with animals or not? If you are trying to improve on this, also take into consideration how their life has affected this. If they really love their siblings, they're probably going to treat their siblings with a lot of respect. If their grandparents were pretty rude or they didn't show up to any of their special birthdays or events, they're probably not going to treat their grandparents as kindly as they would, or maybe they do because they're a very forgiving person. Think about those things as well. Also, take this into consideration with romantic relationships as well. Have they only dated one person? Have they dated many people? Are they divorced? Are they married? What are the situations in romantic lives of their family? Do they have an older brother or sister to coach them through relationship issues? Those things are really important because a lot of times I see the same sort of romantic relationships portrayed again and again. I really like fun and interesting or unique relationships that haven't really been done before. Mid-video reminder, don't forget to drink your water. You could even take this picture I'm drawing into consideration. Look, this girl who has already been colored, Stella, she's very friendly. She's very outgoing. She just met a kid on vacation and she's just like, Mom, look, I made a friend. Now, Revere here, he doesn't really understand that and he doesn't have any siblings. So he's very puzzled but still wants to be friends with Stella. This is a way to show a different sort of relationships. It's also very visual in their body language, and once I get into the coloring for him, you'll be able to see that their colors also reflect their different moods and attitudes. Now, visual design is one of the biggest things with how we perceive characters because usually it's the first thing you see. You see the character, you don't hear them. When people are presenting their OCs, they show you a picture. Now, visual design is very important because you already look between the two characters on the screen. One looks very shy. One is closed body language. The other one, open body language, very happy, smiling, open mouth smile, big eyes. And their color palettes are also showing this. Stella has a very green and blue kind of naturey color palette, while Revere has this dusty, darker, more like inside of a cave color palette. Already, I could barely tell you anything about these characters, and you could already get a feel for how their personalities are. Now, other things like little tiny details are super important. If you noticed anything about the actual picture of real Revere from the game, you could see that he has his hair covering his eye. But if you look at this past version of him before he grew up, he's blind in one eye, and that's why he covers his eye. That's a little detail. Also, before you get mad at me, no, it is not confirmed in Genshin Impact that Rivera is blind in one eye, but it just makes sense to me. Please don't hate me. Now, if you take a close look at Stella's design, you can see when she was a kid, she had lots of bows. She had a bow on her head, a bow on her belt, and bows on her shoes. This is because it's a cutesy little feminine detail that shows that she's still very young. And don't forget to include little details about their past. Do they have a really pretty necklace that somebody gave to them, or do they have a scar from an accident? It's all about the details, people. Don't forget the details. So, next time you're about to make an OC, or maybe you're about to redesign an OC, take these things into consideration. And maybe don't. Maybe do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. And here is the final drawing. I hope I helped improve your day in some way, and thanks for watching.